Just kind of a brief like second deck because we kind of already did one yesterday. We've played a lot of this like, or not a lot, but we've played some of this like Eternal Witness, Cosmic Rebirth, Ephemerate plan in the past. So in the past, it's been like with Soul Herder back when that card was like playable in Modern. I think Soul Herder is just so much worse now, largely because of Bowmaster. It's possible, with the decline of Bowmaster a little bit that you want to be played, but honestly, Bowmaster is kind of even on the uptick at the moment, so it's still ain't the time in my opinion. But the shell I think of Ephemerate, Eternal Witness, Cosmic Rebirth is really interesting to me, where being able to like return your witnesses with rebirth, gain 3 life, and then return the rebirth to your hand with witness gives you this like really nice grindy value engine that's also just gaining you a ton of life. And so I think that it makes sense to be playing like a more controlling build that's really in on the Time Warp, Eternal Witness, Ephemerate combo. We're playing 3 Time Warps, which is a few more than I usually play in this shell. Because that's really like, we're really kind of all in on a sibling that to win in game 1. In sideboard games, sometimes you have endurance and subtleties, and you can kind of cut your Time Warp sometimes. Archaeologist, I think, just kind of continues to be a fantastic tool for these kind of like graveyard-focused Ephemerate decks. Where your Eternal Witnesses and your Cosmic Rebirths get a lot better if you just have like this extra selection from your Archaeologist. Great blocker, great to Ephemerate. Just like Ephemerate plus Archaeologist is dig through time, and been pretty happy with it. And I don't know it's I've been working. I can even show you my deck list here. This will maybe give you a idea of how long or how much I've been working on it. But I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different builds in my mocks, my Magic Online. Trying to figure out like just trying to strike balance with this list. For me, it has been very difficult with the mana being difficult to build, balancing Archaeologist with non-creature spells and Ephemerate targets, finding the right split of the 3 drops, the right number of Time Warps, the right amount of 2 mana interaction. It just took a long time to get the list to a point where I feel like it was ready for the stream. And we are immediately greeted with a mulligan to at least 6. This is kind of a class. We're on the play also. We have 24 lands, though, and we have the ability to go to Surveil land to try to find land number 2 here. I don't think this is a deck that is going to mulligan to 5 very well. I'm going to go ahead and Risky Bisky, Surveil land, save me, keep. How late did I say playing Balacho? Very late. We will probably play some more today. So I'm going to get the blue-white Surveil land. I have 1 of each of the Surveil land here. I've got 24 lands in the deck. Although I guess we know, -2. When does Dramatic Entrance come out for checks? I was thinking about that lately, to be honest. I don't know what the answer to that question is, though. First match against Coffers. It's kind of a dead Prismatic Ending, I guess. Mr. Lifeguard, 11 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Yeah, new set's going to be really exciting. The Surveil land's good in Legacy. I heard that some people were using them with Worldly Tutor to like entomb. Like you would go fetch for a Surveil land, trigger on the stack, Worldly Tutor, put like a Gristlebrand on top, then graveyard the Gristlebrand. Thought that sounded kind of interesting. Opponent suspends a Profane Tutor, so hopefully I can find land number 3 to strand that in play with my Teferi. Not yet. Another ending, not likely that useful. Do you think this matchup probably is not? It's super good. We'll get a lot better post board with like extra forces, Needle. Narset's pretty good. Is it Entomb just legal? Yeah, but you get to play more copies, right? Entomb is really good. They're going to field me here, so I guess I can Ephemerate end of turn. I think I will. Maybe get punished with this. Okay, find a Cosmic Rebirth. Alright, if we draw an untapped land here, we only have 1 more tap land in the deck. I think we're in good shape. Oh, damn it, we bricked. And we drew our 4th Prismatic Ending, or okay, 3rd Prismatic Ending. Ah, brutal. Oh, they had Fatal Push. What the fuck? Well, I could have maybe thought of a couple better times to cast Fatal Push than when they did. One funny thing is if they cast Fatal Push uh, in response to my Rebound Ephemerate, then I draw a land and I cast Teferi and I win the game. Maybe not win the game, but I'm in pretty good shape. Right. Classic, rough mold to 6. Did not get saved by the Surveil lands. I'm going to bring in the Force of Negation 3 and 4. So important to force Karn and the Ring. Narset is really nice against the Ring. I think the Tidebinder is good. We're definitely going to bring in our Veil of Summer. Definitely going to bring in our Needle. I got all 4 Prismatic Endings. I'm going to trim the 4th Solitude. I'm going to cut the 3rd Time Warp, probably. These games are going to go really long. Subtlety is okay. I think I may want 1 Subtlety and not 2. You didn't have enough Surveillance? What? I have 3. What are you talking about? That's on Lrien, so Archaeologist lands. Yeah, we talked about that yesterday. I'm just worried. It's just too many tap lands, I think. Like, we already have these 3. But it could be nice to get the numbers up. Thank you, sweetie.
It's a matcha lemonade.
Ooh, interesting. Falling Sea with 18 months. Thank you. Welcome back. I think it's important to have these Solitudes for... I guess Bowmasters doesn't really fuck with us that much, which is kind of like the whole build. Still, I think 3 is probably a good number. This deck seems to be doing nothing. I'm gonna lose my fucking shit. Spike, you mulliganed to 6, kept the hand that stumbled game 1. Seems to be doing nothing. If you had it more, you'd have saved your last land. Okay, you end of turn faction fiction, you lose. Both of my lands played that last game were Surveillance. What are you talking about? I don't know if you're just goofing, but the other one, but also like my brother, please, I cannot start this early. Do you want? Maybe they just want this to be a full-time Balatro stream. Objective statement is wrong. You're not wrong, Walter. You're just an asshole. You're not wrong, Walter. You're just an asshole. Alright, they probably should have taken the Cosmic Rebirth unless they had to Cling to Dust. Yeah, chat just wants Balatro. 5-head. I think we can graveyard this. Having it in the yard for later witnesses. Just kind of nice. Okay, so both of our Time Warps are in the yard. That's okay. We'll just take this Cosmic Rebirth. So I can hold up Counterspell / Cosmic Rebirth for Narset. The thing is, my opponent just doesn't have things for 3 mana that I will need to Counterspell. Like, if they have Shieldred's Edict for the Narset, we can just Rebirth back the Narset next turn, just get a 2-for-1 here. The downside to this is Cling to Dust. So, yeah. Okay, they do have the Cling. They just, I feel like they just don't have enough Clings in the deck to play around super hard. And it's, like, really hard to play around it in general, but... maybe could have been a bit more patient. Felt okay to just jam. Yeah, I think this was, just kind of inevitably going to happen. Rough thing to run into, for sure. Okay, so they suspend a Profane Tutor here on turn 2. Now we're going to hold up mana. No messages being sent with Archaeologist here. Finding a Teferi for next turn would be pretty exciting. We could even, theoretically surveil it into the yard and then rebirth it back. If I don't find a land, I'll witness one back. Let's get Lush Portico. Called shot. Alright, I'm not going to play around Cling to Dust number 2. I'm going to rebirth back my Teferi now. Nice. So we get to stop the Profane Tutor from happening. I'm going to bounce the Archaeologist to my hand. Just some nice value. And another Counterspell. Nice. Yeah, the Spray lands are so sick in this deck. Alright, make me second Planeswalker. Not going to fight over this. I just have another Teferi in my hand. Two pretty lopsided games, I guess. Despite the Cling to Dust blowout. Looks like a March of Wretched Sorrow. Could probably let this go. Seems okay. I could just, like, rebirth it back again, you know. These counterspells are just so good in these kind of situations. Like, this turn, I'm pretty sure I'm just going to witness back a rebirth. Do have to worry about the Cling to Dust coming online again at some point. And I could rebirth back another witness and get a rebirth back again. Still have another Surveillant to grab. But it should probably have fielded me there to start fueling the Cling. I kind of feel like they maybe are like a little impatient because they're so behind. Happens sometimes. Please spam with the 32 months. Thank you so much. If you don't wear a cowboy hat for your set review, I may be disappointed. I'm having some pretty severe decision paralysis when it comes to which cowboy hat to wear for the set review. So hopefully I can figure it out. I think the Necromancer is worth countering, not getting the information. They're also probably going to name Counterspell, which I don't really want to let them do, I suppose. Yeah, land seems worth having here. So I'm going to rebirth the Witness. Grab another Teferi. Cast a Teferi with Counterspell and Subtlety up, and then probably just bounce the Witness back to my hand. Or, yeah, let them concede. It's fun. What do you think of Dingo's take on Surveil? I think it was fine. I think it was the, like... What's the way to put this? Like, safe way to build it, you know what I mean? Let's, like... You know... We're just gonna play Ragavan and we play 4 bolts. The biggest thing I would change is I really think like 8 removal spells is way too much, or more specifically like Lightning Bolt is just so mediocre. I'd really just not play more than 2 bolts. I think I played only 1 bolt at the Hunter Burton and I played 4 heats, and I was like really happy I didn't have like more removal spells. I do also think Phantasm is better than Ragavan, but I do think it's pretty close. Ragavan is also like better now than it was back when I was playing the Surveil deck, so I don't have a super strong opinion there. Isn't Witness the Rebirth strictly better and Rebirth Teferi? I guess so, yeah. Extra 3 life. Keep that in mind. Keep the island here. Spreadsheet of the matchups, the Ragavan's better with Phantasm. Yeah, I mean, it's like, so like one thing is like, maybe that's not even the case, because like one of the main matchups where Ragavan was better was Living End, and now Living End is like so much less popular. But Tron is also on the rise. So Needle is really good here, but so is the Ephemerate. Let's take the Ephemerate. Ephemerate is just like such an incredible card of this archetype. I'd love to find a Force of Negation or a Teferi. I can Tidebinder the Profane Tutor also, potentially. I could also Tidebinder the Field of Ruin activation, end of turn if they field me. Although my opponent wasn't fielding me super aggressively. But I'll counter the Profane Tutor if they go for it. Because if they have Karn, then I can maybe attack the Karn with the Tidebinder. And if they have Ring, I have Narset for the Ring. But I'll Stone Rain them if they... Eat with the needle back later. Yeah, it's true. Or rebirth it. Yeah, the archaeologist just like making your rebirths and your witnesses so much better, I think, is a pretty big deal. That's 19 lands, cut the shredders. Yeah, I think it'd be 18 and play shredder, or 19 and cut the shredder. I also like what one upside to Ragavan is you don't need to play as many surveil lands. Like you can play 3 instead of 4. Okay, what are they okay, is this what they tutored for? I'm so curious what they'll name. Will they name Eternal Witness? They'll name me a couple more sorceries when I have some preordained stuff with Delirium. Yeah, preordained would be fine. You don't need to play if you don't play Phantasm. You also could just play preordain over consider. Like you don't need to like make your enhanced surveillances that good. They named Counterspell. I mean, I just have 4 Force of Negations in the deck too, and I think I did trim a Reprieve. Maybe I shouldn't have trimmed a Reprieve against their deck though. So now I think I'll just slam Narset with Ephemerate up for either of these. I feel like I'm gonna take the Rebirth. I have this other Archaeologist in my hand. There's a good chance my Narset will die and I can Rebirth it and stop the ring. Is Archaeologist the most impactful card from LCL? Yeah, no, this is from Brothers War, brother. I've been playing Archaeologist in decks for like almost a year. I'm a big believer. Yeah, so they make me sack a Planeswalker, but I just have the Rebirth to get back to Narset. I've been working on this one, y'all. I'm glad it seems to be off to a good start today. Let's go to cash in this Ephemerate for dig through time. Oh, correct. Why is Reprieve good in blue decks? I mean, Reprieve is like just a good card. We also have Solitude, so didn't see a white card count is nice. But you know, just kind of simply put, we found our Eternal Witness is nice here. Kind of simply put, I think in this deck it's the next best 2-mana counter. Double blue is also like not super duper doable, or like so like it is doable, but it's like this isn't like is it Murktide where every single land taps for blue. Like Counterspell is still really good, but it's like I don't think I want to play like the 5th double blue Alpha of Logic Knot. I don't want to play the blue white Mana Leak. Reprieve is just a good card. Okay, so a lot of ways I could handle this. So one thing is I really don't want this Ephemerate to get stopped with either March or Cling to Dust. So I'm just going to do this now. So if they have something else I want to force, maybe I'll force that and then Ephemerate to return. Yeah, so I really want to force this Cling to Dust. Dude, I can't believe I have 2 Force of Negations in my hand. It's actually brutal for them. Oh, I'm actually just going to infinite turn combo them, aren't I? So I have 1 Ephemerate on rebound. This will be the 2nd Ephemerate on rebound. Man, I have missed this so much. I haven't done this on stream in the longest time. Definitely have to be watchful for like milling over fetchables. We have a lot of fetchables, so it's not the worst. Yeah, I think Reprieve is better than Remand because it gets around uncounterable. It pitches to Solitude. I mean, Remand pitches to Force, but pitching to Solitude, but getting around uncounterable effects is pretty relevant. It also doesn't get Veil of Summered. And my opponent says brutal lol. Wait until they see that my last card is Time Warp to take infinite turns here. Wait, sorry, I thought I had another Ephemerate on rebound. I think got a little confused there. Spike, but how do you win with infinite turns? For those of you who haven't seen this, so what you do is you cast Time Warp, take an extra turn. Ephemerate, target Eternal Witness. Which gets back the Time Warp, and then the rebound gets back the Ephemerate. Yeah, let's do the Time Warp again. I blinked Archaeologist twice. Yeah, I think for some reason I thought I hadn't already rebounded that Ephemerate. Haven't finished my Starbucks yet. But yeah, another thing I really like about this list is the only card that actually says draw a card on it is Teferi Time Raveler, so you're just like not super weak to Bowmasters like you usually are with these kind of decks. Yeah, Spike, how do you win with infinite turns? You will attack with creatures. you you will attack with your creatures until your opponent's life total is 0. Deck does nothing. So maybe not. You have Teferi to bounce it, I guess. I can put back the Time Warp, I guess. I play Blotch all night. Yeah, it's like hypnotizing. I found that like I ended up turning the music off so I could become unhypnotized. My favorite Blotcher deck lies in the checker deck. Okay, so I beat it on stream one time yesterday, and then I started to actually learn the game. I think yesterday after I played for like several more hours, I probably beat it like 3 or 4 more times. Did you feel earthquake tremors in Texas? I have not. No. Okay, I can't force even an expedition map here. Is next fate unnecessary? It's worse than time warp because time warp is the card that is actually okay. I would have got really rewarded for forcing. Okay, prismatic ending a little too late. Let's take this counterspell though. Yeah, it's like time warp combos with Eternal Witness. Nexus of Fate doesn't. Nexus of you wouldn't play it in this deck. Don't think I'm forcing this. Punished for not taking the prismatic ending though. Like if I had taken prismatic ending and I just forced this, pinning the map, that could have been so sick. Yeah, but earthquakes in Texas are pretty rare. But I wasn't aware that there were any happening. There's a Cosmic Rebirth. I think I'm just gonna play my Archaeologist here since my opponent like will just crack the map and I won't need to hold up mana this turn. They probably just crack the map if you take Bending. Maybe, yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Are trimmers before an eclipse a bad thing? Yeah. Dude, the eclipse is on my 30th birthday, and it's like going right over where I was born. But it's also my twin sister's birthday, so like I think it might be for her. Okay, grab a reprieve. There's also an Eternal Witness here. I really need to witness back the Ephemerate, so I don't need to like main phase to like find the land right now or anything. This is to play more Tidebinders. The thing is like so this is kind of why I haven't played this deck in a long time or haven't been playing it on stream or whatever, is because I was like super duper Tidebinder brained, and I was trying to play Rebirth and Teferi and Witness and Tidebinder. It's just too many 3-drops. Yeah, it's supposed to be rainy on the eclipse, so let's see what happens. Hopefully that's not the case. Yeah, I really need my opponent to not play 2 must counters here so I can start like Eternal Witness, Ephemerate, looping, counter magic. A little light on Tron Hate. We go to 4 Force of Negations post board. Extra Tidebinder would be nice in this matchup. As we get back the Eternal Witness, I'm going to grab the Ephemerate. Land for turn would be okay. Okay. Yeah, dude, Balacho is so good. Do need to dodge Ulamog for like forever. So I guess I'm rebounding on an archaeologist. I don't think I want a Teferi. Could also maybe have reprieved my Ephemerate. It's probably a little spewy. Oh, we bricked on the... Okay, hold on. We've actually added an extra point of power. Yeah, we maybe do need a couple Lrien Revealeds for Archaeologist hit count. I'm not sure. Just so many tap lands. Could cut a Surveil land for one, pretty easy. Can't you rebound and witness and pick up the Ephemerate? There's a Relic of Progenitus in play. So no, I cannot. Three cards in their hand. Doing nothing. They kind of hoping they do nothing again and I get to just cast a Solitude. Didn't we just want to force a pop? No, if my opponent's just going to do nothing and like not have anything to do because they're just like not popping the relic, I think we're chilling. I can force the pop whenever. Why am I just throwing this Prismatic Ending away? Why play Lrien Revealed? It's extra hits for Archaeologists. We also have blue pitch cards in the deck. I'm pretty sure I just said that. But anybody listens. Let's do the time warp again. Yeah, they definitely should not have done that end of turn. Should have done on the untapped. But they've successfully drawn a card here. I'm reprieving like any spell here, by the way. I might even like reprieve my own Solitude on instep. Yeah, I mean that's any spell. I just want to cycle this. Towards Sideboard Silence, playing for Tron Titan like the old Soul Herder list. Yeah, you could. Against Titan, you know, you have like the pick your poisons and Force of Vigors to pick up. Against Tron, like the counter spells are like pretty effective, but Silence is pretty good. Oh no, they found Evil Mog. Like, I can't believe it. Backbreaking. Oh, they targeted these. Okay, still winnable. Super happy they didn't go after my lands. I could Prismatic Ending that. Stop them from getting like Urza Saga. Although maybe it's better for me to get this Teferi down. I think that's likely the case. And let's just plus, because if they do get Saga, there's a chance I'm wanting to bounce it next turn. Naval Pain with the 18 months. Thank you, welcome back. Let the rebirthing begin. Hell yeah. They do find the Saga. Just having the Teferi in play with the Time Warp is such a nice game here, too. I can even go... I guess I can't go minus Time Warp minus again. I think I will bounce the Saga, then Time Warp. Well, maybe I should... Maybe the Time Warp is still just best saved for next turn. Because, like... If I Time Warp next... I can go, like, end of turn Solitude, untap, attack for 3, Time Warp, attack for 3, and then, like, Teferi minus on the Saga that they replayed. Yeah, Bowmaster did take Soul Herder from us. I for a long time I was like coping a little bit because I'm like, if they if they Bowmaster Soul Herder and you evoke Solitude in response, you get to save your Soul Herder, but or if you Ephemerate in response, Ephemerate anything in response, you save the Soul Herder. But it's just a little. Let's just let it go away. We have already have too many 3-drops. Please don't let Belotra ruin your life. I'm afraid it's too late for me. You can only save yourself. Witness is nice. Let's go, dude. We love an impatient Tron player. Okay, so Force of Negation, Tidebinder, Needle. Narset can be pretty good. They're a ring deck. They with like the 8 mana cantrips. I think the Narset's probably okay. I think the pick your poison is, I think, a little bit better than Prismatic Ending. So we'll probably do something like 3 pending, 2 pick, maybe 2/2. I'm gonna cut all the Solitudes. I'm gonna cut the Teferis too, I think. Sorry, Subtlety's in, of course. Why would you want to have like sideboard cards for this matchup when you can just try really hard to win? Belatro's not on mobile, thankfully, but they say that it's gonna come, which is horrible news. I'm gonna cut the 3rd pending. All right, this looks pretty good. Could you cut Memory Delusion at Dramatic Interest, put Ring? Would that be better? I don't know, brother. I haven't like worked on the deck in literal years, like at least a year. It's on the Switch. Okay, you shouldn't have told me that. I'm gonna pending this. Pending is better than Pick Your Poison if they go Star on turn 1, but Sphere and Map are the same. But then Pick Your Poison is better against Ring, of course. You got Natty Tron over there. Urge's Tower, brother. All right, we'll let this Oblivion Stone resolve. Fuck. Okay, I guess that resolves. So I guess they were gonna have Tron anyways. I mean, I could have forced this next turn, but they were playing around counter magic last turn. Okay, they decide to not jam any threats. Thank you, Surveil Lands. Not a lot to rebirth at the moment, but we have another Surveil Land. You can also return spells with Cosmic Rebirth. They just don't go to your hand. Oh, sorry, no, you can't. But you can return bigger permanents than mana value 3. They just go to your hand. Okay, opponent does find a Saga. I guess I'm gonna Surveil in response. Maybe Rebirth. Huh. So let's keep that on top. And then I'll probably just rebirth a land now. And if they want to trade Tormod's Crypt for the rebirth, that's fine. And if I can just, rampant growth gain 3, that's also fine. Out of Surveil Lands. My current plan is to Tidebinder the Saga ability to make a construct. Do we not want like one Solitude if they stick a creature? We have Teferi for Worm Coil. But I don't know. If your opponent sticks a Worm Coil, you have Teferi. If they stick an Ulamog, you lose, even if you Solitude it. I don't know. You could play one, yeah. But it's a pretty bad card in the matchup. Oh, so I did board out all the Teferis. I don't know. I'm just gonna try to counter the Worm Coil or Subtlety it, or I don't. Who knows if they even have them post board against me. He also just infinite turns maybe gets the job done against them. I guess maybe you still need I guess you could pick your poison to Worm Coil to death. All the graveyard hate. Opponent decides they don't need to float a mana. And they're kind of right. How do you feel about running out Subtlety here? With the intention of ephemerating the Tidebinder on this Oblivion Stone and then having double counter magic up. The 3-turn clock, let's do it. I guess it's not a 3-turn clock if they O-stone before I attack on one of these turns, but 3-turn clocks are also better in a deck with 4 time warps. Or 3 time warps. Sorry, I still haven't finished my Starbucks. I feel like they're an end of turn pop Oblivion Stone gamer. They're a fate counter on Relic of Progenitus. I guess I could have Tidebinder that, and then the Oblivion Stone loses all abilities, but it's kind of risky bisky to like if they ever kill my Tidebinder. I guess they're not that likely to kill it. Yeah, maybe we should just countered it. You're probably still an end of turn pop gamer. Oh, they're a main phase popping this O-Stone? So they're playing around Ephemerate by making me do it now. Good thing I have 2 Ephemerates. Well, they do have Dismember. So that's really good. Do I do a second Ephemerate or do I Force of Negation? Second Ephemerate just lets me hold up all my other mana. Yeah, I was kind of surprised that they have the Dismember post board, but take it. Time warp one time. Let's top deck time warp again. If I kept the 7, my actually the card I put back was time warp, huh? Witness is probably overcommitting. There's a very real. My opponent will likely pop Relic, and then I'll cast Counterspell, and then I could Witness Counterspell next turn. Smart with the 31 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Okay, so I do feel like this is bait, but what is it bait for? I beat a Worm Coil. Karn is also like not doing a ton, or like Ring is not doing a ton either. What is Karn doing? Karn is probably grabbing a Ring. I guess they can grab an Ensnaring Bridge. I'm gonna counter. Doesn't feel like my opponent has a lot. They've definitely spent many turns just passing. Okay, they just have double Oblivion Stone. It's kind of funny. New set PowerPoint win. The full set's out like today, right? I'll get it done. I'm pretty busy this weekend. I am playing D&D tonight. I'm streaming tomorrow. And then I'm doing birthday stuff with my family on Sunday, and then it's my birthday on Monday, and I'm driving to go see the eclipse on my birthday. So I don't know when I'll get it done, but I'll get it done. Got 3 cards in their hand. Hopefully they're all Dismember and lands. Okay, Ring is a funny card here at 1 life. I'll accept the 1 ring. Alright, and that is a good top deck. I hope my opponent doesn't draw a creature. Yeah, my 30th birthday is on the eclipse, which I don't know if anything supernatural is ever going to happen to me, it'll be then. But I also have a twin sister, and it could be for her. I still don't know. Okay, 2-0, beating Coffers, beating Tron. I don't think this deck is Historically super good against big mana, but just play tight. What do you think this deck's best matchups would be? All of them. I mean, every deck's best matchup is at Murktide, so probably that one. Okay, Wooded Foothills. Or Zaga Triumph off Wooded Foothills, so some kind of domain deck. What am I doing for it? I'll be driving down campsite. I rented a party bus for me and my friends to go down and take a peek at the eclipse. It'll be pretty fun. I go to next PT. No, I'm not queued for the next PT. I am queued for next RC. I think I would be able to counterspell Teferi here. Definitely keeping a land. I think I'm gonna shock this in because I'm just gonna rebirth back a land if my opponent doesn't do anything. Yeah, Tidebinder would have been pretty good. Okay, that's fine. I'll just plan to cast Archaeologist, I think. They're missing their land drop. They're probably playing like the Murktide Domain Scion deck. Alright, get another Surveil. Okay, just Graveyard this time, Warp. Pretty weak against counter magic. Yeah. I think we're like 6% to break on Archaeologist, which is kind of high. But also, like, if you break it, then Ephemerate, it's kind of fine. I think I'm down to go like minus a Surveil land, minus another land plus 2 Lrien Revealed. We'll see. Still, still worth a card in their eyes. Let's counterspell. So now I need to decide: am I going to Solitude this Ragavan? I think no. We have 3 Surveil lands, one of each of the Bant ones at the moment. I think you could cut one. It's gonna kind of punish because now I can't Ephemerate my Witness right now. I'm just gonna rebirth the or sorry, Witness a land. Yeah, I think we cut the Otawara for Lrien Revealed. Yeah, let's just Witness back a land. This way I can either block. I think I'm gonna go block Ephemerate, and then if they kill my Witness in response, I'll just Reprieve the Ephemerate. And if they let the block happen, I think that's okay too. Or I mean, sorry, I'm gonna Ephemerate after blocks. I'm not gonna. Sorry, always Ephemerating after blocks here. Zach with the 27th. Thank you. Welcome back. Welcome, Zach. More like. Still gonna Reprieve the Ephemerate. Just okay, taking the 2-for-1. I've got the Solitude to go with it. I think I'm also just gonna cycle Time Warp. Should have left up a white, I guess, in case this got countered. One top, one bottom. Go Solitude. We're looking for Cosmic Rebirth. We're looking for Eternal Witness. We're looking for Teferi. A lot of good top decks. Let's maybe top deck a Solitude, I guess. Let's also maybe leave up double white when we next turn. Pitched a ley line. Yeah, going for a 3 of a kind build here. Had several 2-for-1s at this point. My opponent says BRB in the chat. 2-for-1 off the Reprieve, 2-for-1 off the Subtlety, 2-for-1 off the Solitude. 4 lands in play, and we have the same number of cards in hand, and we have a creature in play. Should we start playing Balatro while our opponent BRBs? No, they're back. BRB stands for Balatro right now. 3 mana. This is a Leyline? Leyline would be good against, but my Solitude stuff. This looks like a Leyline, yeah. So I'll have to deal with this if they have a Scion. And usually they're only casting this if they have the Scion first. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they just have nothing else to do. I top deck a Forest, have a lot of good top decks. Archaeologist also probably pretty insane with the Ephemerates. They do have the Scion. So game 1, all we have is an answer to this is Teferi, but we have, a lot of dig for Teferi too. Right on. Welcome to the hand, Counterspell. Welcome to the hand. I guess you're okay. Yeah, I played a good amount after the stream. Looking for a Witness, looking for a Cosmic Rebirth, looking for an Archaeologist, looking for a Teferi. I feel like there's another good draw I'm forgetting. Maybe that's it. We can't pinning the ley line. I don't know. I should maybe just have a 4th color. I'm always like, I always do this where I just don't have the 4th color, and I'm like, okay, I'll have the 4th color. 2 on the bottom with the Preordain. Alright, Counterspell. We're 3-0 on stream. Off stream, I'm not sure. I went through several variations. We get to see so little amount of games. I'm liking it. Keep a card on top with the Thundering Falls is bad news. Yeah, we always circle back to archetypes. Witness or Witness or Cosmic Rebirth could also just be infinite turn combo, but they also maybe have a counterspell. I mean, if this resolves, it's probably GG. You have 2 counterspells. Oh, they have bolts. That's good news, dude. Do you feel like thinning is relevant in this game? I'm gonna try to block the Kavu and then ephemerate the Solitude, so I can keep my other ephemerate. They also can't play a creature this turn, lest they get a extra ephemerated. Opponent's at a pretty low 31 life. not sure it's good to let the Kabu trigger. It's got trample. It was going to lose trample after I ephemerate, and I'm either surely an ephemerate in my hand is worth more than a Kavu trigger. I would feel somewhat comfortable making that 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 assertion that this is worth more than a single Kavu loot. Swingy game. We win the game if we draw Eternal Witness or Cosmic Rebirth. By the way. Maybe we'll find Rebirth off this. Ding, ding, ding. Beautiful, exactly enough mana. But it doesn't know I have this last ephemerate though, so don't need to concede just yet. It'll take a while, but they're dead. Not quite in the dark pool, but pretty close. It's just less clicks to go right click attack all. My opponent is sussing out, wait a second, they just took a turn. They just did this. How are they doing this again? What the heck? We're gonna do Malice review. I think next week sometime. This weekend's a little too. If I like O2 drop the challenge tomorrow, maybe I'll just do it instead of doing the challenge tomorrow. Actually, I'll think about it some. I want to stream the challenge because I'm not streaming on Monday. It was a long pause. Okay, now they got it. Any merit to second one to speed up the clock? Yeah, I guess that would maybe be. That should be something we should do. I'm bringing my Veil of Summer, my emotional support Veil of Summer, my Pick Your Poisons, my Force of Vigors. I think I'm cutting the Force of Negations and the Reprieves. Third Time Warp. Should be worried about being able to close games with one less Time Warp. I don't know, maybe not. Tidebinder is kind of good against Kavu. It's kind of good against Leyline Binding. If I was going to bring it in, what would I cut? I'll maybe cut the second Force of Vigor. Any differences between Reprieve and Remand besides the color? Reprieve doesn't get Veil of Summered, and it can stop uncounterable things. I think on the play, I'll bring in the Tidebinder. Let's just do this on the draw. I think the new boots is modern playable. But yeah, I mean, it's like a good Urza Saga target. What's pending hitting? Ragavan Territorial Kavu. I think I want to get Temple Garden and then Hallowed Fountain. Force of Negation, huh? Maybe it should be all Pick Your Poisons. I was thinking I wanted like the hedge a little bit more against Titan. Good draw from them though. I'm just gonna island here. I can get another white source off this if I want. So let's take the Cosmic Rebirth. When should I Force of Vigor? Maybe just their upkeep. We're like a little low on Force of Vigor count, but we also just like see a bunch of extra cards, which lets you like cheat on the count a little bit. You can make some changes. I didn't board it in a ton. I didn't like play against Titan basically at all when I was playing off stream. Doing good, Jarvis. How are you doing? Will you draw a fail if they have Rainbow Leyline? No, Rainbow Leyline does not turn spells into different colors. It's just permanents. Taking 4 more, down to 12. I don't have a second Temple Garden to get here. Too bad my Pick Your Poison is exiled also. Just gonna main phase Ephemerate here. I could find a Pick Your Poison. If they kill this in response, I can Ephemerate in response. I can also just dig for a green card potentially to pitch to the Force of Vigor that I grab next turn. Four cards in their hand. Dude, everybody's getting Earthquake today. Kind of scary. Okay, tap Steam Vents go. Spar's Headquarters would maybe be good here. I'm going to get Hedge Maze. Keeping that. Oh shit, I forgot about these stupid rebound Ephemerate. Maybe I should just have not rebounded. Okay, yeah, we'll just let this go. Nice. That worked out well. My opponent didn't forget about it. I'm gonna main phase this. My opponent has Subtlety. I want them to have to pitch it instead of hardcast it. I don't want to lose this fight. And it seems like they had to. I think their hand is probably like Counterspell and a creature, and they like chose to leave up like the interaction instead. Although that doesn't seem to be the case at the moment. Earthquake's super rare in New York area, so it's exciting different. Yeah, I mean, I've never been in an Earthquake myself. Earthquakes and Eclipses and Balatro. Welcome to 2024. So they're casting a Leyline here. So I think I'll just let go. It's okay. Let it go. If I draw a white source or green source, which I did, I'm probably tapping out for Eternal Witness Ephemerate. Eternal Witness Ephemerate the Witness, grab Force of Vigor. Yeah, Balatro's forcing people inside, or making the Earthquake to force people inside to play the game. Iteration. We play more Balatro on stream today. That currently Balatro is the backup deck. You know, we don't always get to the backup deck. Like 2 leagues of this could genuinely take like 5 hours. I'll try to play some today though, because I was having so much fun yesterday. Okay, so they found a bolt off the iteration. Yeah, so I think we can just upkeep, force this so we can Ephemerate the Archaeologist. So they could have a 1-mana Counterspell or maybe Force of Negation. Take Teferi over Pending, of course, in this spot. Stop binding my Archaeologist! That's actually fine. It's like the 3rd time this match, though, that they have Leyline binding an Archaeologist. When Solitude attacks and isn't blocked, conjure a copy of Lightning Helix to your hand and cast it, targeting your opponent without paying its mana cost. 3 cards in their hand. Hand with the 30 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Not looking so tough now without your ley line of the Guild Pact, huh, opponent? No, I think I'm probably going to bounce the Scion. Let's see what we surveil into. Second counterspells, yeah, gotta be keepable here. Tempting to bounce the binding. Tempting to let Scion resolve now. I'll counterspell it, I think. It's like a little mana inefficient to try to just untap in Solitude. I also don't have 4 blues, so I can't hold a double counterspell next turn. So I just kind of want to use it here, and if they just get a clean 2-for-1 off the Teferi is always good. So I think we'll probably go Witness, return Ephemerate, Ephemerate, Witness, return land, hold up Counterspell. Which of the 5 elementals do you think is the more fair? I think that Solitude, Endurance, and Subtlety were all really well designed and well balanced. I think that Grief and Fury were a little too pushed. To me, I feel like Solitude is kind of like the most, I don't know, fair. I think it's like an incredibly good like format safety valve. Endurance pretty clear, best designed. Maybe. I really like Solitude. As maybe that's clear. Would Hogak be okay with Solitude legal? No, of course not. Silly question. Hogak is quite possibly like the worst design card of all time with like the context in which it was designed. It's like when they made Treasure Cruise and Dig Through Time, they're like this was like their first time exploring like the delve design space, and they messed up, but like the messes up with Dig Through Time and Treasure Cruise are in my mind are like a lot more acceptable because we've never experimented that much with the delve design space. It's just kind of understandable you'd make some mistakes. But Hogak was printed like after these cards. It was just like, I guess we just keep the Ephemerate up. It was just so silly. It was just so silly that Hogak was printed after like learning about Delve. You know what I mean? Yeah, it wasn't new. Like it was just like one of the most embarrassing. Like what? How did this get through? How did this get through cards ever? I think like genuinely maybe the most like what the fuck were they thinking cards? Why is it an 8/8? Why does it have trample? Why can you cast it from your hand? Why can you? Why does it have convoke? I mean, it has convoke and delve, so you never have to. You could never spend mana on it, but it's just like. All right, let's get a trophy prediction going. Okay, my opponent was last seen 23 days ago playing Venerated Rot Priest. Do they like love this deck? Because if this is like all they play, I'm keeping. No, they play other stuff. Let's go to Mulligan. Hold the 5. Legacy Club, thank you for the gifted sub. Appreciate you. To Shearing, awesome. Yeah, there's the MTG bot. I guess I should have played Strand, huh? The MTG bot tells us what our opponent was playing last time they got a deck published to MTG Goldfish. Dude, our opponent is cooking. Save me, Surveil Lands. Save me from this Jeskai Ascendancy combo gamer. Thoughts on Oko abandoning Kellen, his son, and Outlaws? Abandon your children and be a Fey Lord. I don't know. I never really feel very strongly about the Magic lore. Kellen will become stronger and more interesting as a character because his father abandoned him, which is very nice of Oko to consider. Kellen just becomes more interesting and more likable because Oko abandoned him. Hmm. I haven't lost a game in like 5 games. Maybe lose this one. But also, how do we even know that Oko is his kid? Has there been a DNA test done? Can we have Magic? Maybe we can have a Jerry Springer themed Magic set. How do you cast it to Teferi? What are the casting costs here? He's a human fairy. I know that. But how do we know Oko is Oko the only fairy? Probably Oko's probably the only fairy that's really out there plowing. But I've played Kellen because Kellen's a fairy before. Okay, definitely let this go. We can just rebirth it to fairy. Mold to 5, let them draw 3 off the ring, Force of Negation. Be a funny game to win. Kellen has his father's abs. Abs are not admissible evidence. Your Honor, my client. Let's ask the defendant and the claimant, whatever, to both lift up their shirts and reveal their abs to the court. As you can clearly see, my client Kellen is shredded, just like just like the defendant. Your Honor, if it pleases the court, could we all lift our shirts up? Okay, main phase, faithful mending. And love is not admissible evidence. Excuse me, opponent? Excuse me? You discarded what card to this mending? You discarded a slippery boggle? Have they cooked too much? Perhaps they have. I think I'm just drawing a card. Kind of scared of another ring, but you can't live in fear. Yeah, Sabine's Wreck is not legal in the format. It's a little different from Rebirth too, but yeah, it's not legal, so Rebirth is better. Are they not playing Jeskai Ascendancy? No, I'm just confused. The Warmonger, 10 months, thank you, we'll come back. Basic Force Instances, more likely than you think, yeah. They're having a hard time. We're both having hard times casting cards this game. Yeah, this is the 3-0 bracket. Dude, the leagues have been good. We've been shooing well. The One Ring should not take you this long to cast. This cannot be the One Ring. No, opponent, please don't. You're untapping your lands again. What is this? What are you casting? I mean, I do the same thing. I'm just like, what can it be? No, why do I have to read Mutate in the 3-0 bracket? This is so unfair, dude. Whenever this creature mutates, you may cast target non-creature card, mana value 3 or less from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. This card is tough to cast, though, it looks like. Wait, I have a Teferi in play. Dude, I just haven't. This doesn't work against Teferi, does it? I hate my least favorite mechanic of all time. Wait, what? I hate mutate so fucking much. Wait, did they just cast it? Oh, they just cast it. They didn't mutate it. Okay. I do hate mutate though. It's like, but I think they meant to mutate it. They have like this blue mana floating here, but I don't think this would have cast the thing. Wait, no! Look, now it's mutated. Now it's just now it's on there. What? What just happened? They didn't even pay the mutate cost. Oh, they did. They tapped an extra mana. I hate mutates so much. Worst mechanic of all time. But now they can't cast. I do have a Teferi in play, which I guess is, raveling their fun. They're deciding to put it on top or on bottom. Yeah, this is what my least favorite. What I don't like about mutate, right? If you cast this mute spell for the mutate cost, put it over or under, which I don't think that's the paper wording. I think it's top or bottom. Over or under target non-human creature you control. I've always been like, what does that mean? Over or under? It's just so weird and different. And what does it mean? There's no like explanation for what that means in the reminder text. Over or under? What? Okay, they discard another one, so that's why they have Slipper. So they're playing mutate. Are they like value mutating? I don't know. So now I can't get rid of this because it's hexproof, I guess. Teferi seems like it just kind of solos them, maybe. We multiplied this game. We let a ring draw 3 cards. We bounced the ring. We force of negation the ring. We're down like what is that? 3, 4, 4. Okay, you shall not resolve. Mutated is a convoluted infinite combo deck. Well, how does it work? And does Teferi just stop it? And do they have Jeskai Ascendancy in their deck? Copy target creature spell you control, except it isn't legendary. Okay. Mutate is just Bestow. Well, I know how Bestow works, because Bestow is like, it turns in... I know what an aura is. I don't know what on top or on bottom is. You know what I mean? There's Mutate card, which can kill Teferi. I still don't know what they're trying to do. Despite seeing like 30 cards of theirs, I have no idea how their deck works. Yeah, Teferi does seem to ravel it, which is good news. Narset looks great against them. That thing has flying, right? I answered the top-bottom question earlier in chat. Over, keep space power, toughness of mutate creature. Under, keep space power, mutate target. That should really be the minor text. The thing had flying, though, right? Should I play Picker Poison? Also gets the ring. It had wings for sure. I know this. Yeah, pending seems like it doesn't hit anything. Should probably have Needle in for the one ring too. I think we probably don't need the Time Warp combo. Yeah, I guess the Solitudes are also kind of blank, huh? Everything just has hexproof. We could play one. But maybe this is the reason to just keep the warps in. Pick your poisons for the thing. Teferi, Counterspell, Subtlety. Okay, being linked a list. It is very cool. Okay. Return target instant sorcery. This does look like what they're doing. This has to be the list. Oh, there's no rings in this list though. In the sideboard, Q boarded. Okay. Let's have some Solitudes. Probably playing a little bit of a different build though. Four copies of Open the Omen Paths. Wait, this doesn't exile the card? You could just keep casting it? But how do you keep mutating? How do you keep mutating? I don't know. Let's not find out. Let's not. Let's find out in this game if we're gonna find out. Endurance is good? I guess. I don't know. This is a lot. This is what it probably feels like for other people to play against you when you're doing a wild spike brew. Yeah, I don't like it. I'm changing my ways. We're now just playing stock Murktide every stream. I can't believe I've been doing this to people. I think we can graveyard that. We have the card counterspell, which removes the reading part of the game. Hell yeah, we do. Because graveyarding Breedy Pool is tough, because that is kind of the land I want to fetch here. Not a big deal, I guess. Think of creatures under as auras that give their ability to top creature. Yeah, I mean, I've kind of seen it before. I remember I did prep for like an arena PT where mutate was a relevant mechanic. I just like, I really hate that for mutate for me. Like, I'd been playing the game for like 10 years, and I read the card, and I read the card over and over again, and I read the card over and over again, and I just still don't know what over under means without like having to like look it up. And I don't know. I think that if someone who's been playing the game a real long time cannot like spend like 5 minutes reading a card and understanding what the card does, we've got a problem. And I don't think I'm gonna counter my opponent's Slippery Boggle. I'll just block it with Archaeologist later. A very simple mechanic. Mutate is a mechanic with very few difficult to understand rules, interactions. So the narrative becomes the whole mechanic is difficult to understand, very intuitive to play. I people have said this to me a lot as I've complained about it. I guess I'm just dumb. I didn't graduate college, but like just to me, on top or underneath, it just isn't something that I could understand just by reading the card without seeing it in action. You know what I mean? Or maybe I'm just dumb, but like I remember like reading it and just like oh, my hair is fucking up today. I don't know. I messed it up so bad. I just could not understand what it did without like having to have it explained to me. And I didn't graduate college, so bear with me. You see, it's like easier to understand paper. I guess maybe I was just reading the digital version. That means you don't learn from reading. I am a very much auditory learner, actually. That is true. I feel like I'm like nearly 100% auditory, which is why like partially why like I read comments out loud when I'm streaming too. It's kind of wanting to rebirth and just hold up everything, but I'm gonna get this witness back and rebirth the or witness back the rebirth. My opponent is also just not attacking with the boggle. I guess they're afraid of Ice Fang. Notice how the mutate cards have gray box in them. That's the repeated card you've been mutating with. Okay, I had never noticed that. But that does make sense. Thank you for explaining, Four Dogs. Attack. I'll take this trade all day. I just rebirth it back. Use about that reads you comments all the time. Yeah. What kind of learner are you, chat? I feel like everyone goes, I'm a visual learner. But I don't know. I've never been able to relate. Auditory gang for life. I'm a bad learner. Yeah, I guess you are a Magic player, huh? Yeah, shout out tactile, shout out kinesthetic. Yeah, I'm also like auditory gang for life. I'm just gonna go double rebirth end of turn. No, I said no because I thought I was clicking no to pay 2 life. Okay, I don't get punished because I don't draw land. I purposely do it to bait them into it, I see. Okay, take another rebirth, I guess. This is kind of always important to just have one of these in your hand, I think. Also feels like we have enough interaction up. I wonder if my opponent will ever cast like a spell that matters. The learning styles theory has been largely debunked. Sounds like something the visual gang would say, but I, as a member of the auditory gang, I know that it's real. Wait, that blocks my eternal witness. So that's okay. I'm just gonna put a land in my hand and then also rebirth back a land here. Don't have that many fetchables left, I guess, maybe. Oh, I actually do. Oh, I forgot I do have second breeding pool. Right, I have second breeding pool because it's so important. If you mill it over, it's bad. I'm so smart. Dude, this is what being a control player is all about. Varrock Mutate Hexproof creature hold priority. Cast double major targeting Varrock Mutate infinite loop. Recast instant sources graveyard until win. Okay, thank you so much. Is Epic or still a good replacement for Ragavan? Yeah, I think so. You also play the Jund build, the Jund Roots build, which I think is probably the build I'd recommend more than any other one, and also doesn't play Ragavan, but has more expensive mana base. Yeah, but I'd recommend the Jund Roots build. Imagine the Solitudes or Time Warps. I don't know. Solitudes will win the game eventually. Scary. So I think I just let this go, and then I can reprieve twice, which would probably be good enough. I get to draw a couple extra cards, though. Yeah, I guess waiting till you have dude, my opponent has triple Veil Summer, and it's still, like, just not good enough. It's just funny. Reprieve it. No, I'm just gonna reprieve what they play. Shout out to all of the Why Reprieve gamers. Okay, I guess now I can only reprieve once. What is happening right now? Why do I have to play this game? Okay, they can see. Should reprieve your cast. Well, no, I need to save the reprieve to win this fucking game, dude. To stop them from comboing in their weird ass combo that. Okay, shout out to Bant Triumph. Puts on a mold of 6 on the play. I am keeping, of course. Opponent slide on Arid Mesa here in our trophy match. I might still get green-white duel despite having the counterspell. I also just have double green card in my hand, and I've got the Surveil, and I have Reprieve up. Because if I can go like green-white into like blue-green plus the island, I'm going to be pretty good. We're likely up against creativity here. So if they have Ren and 6 next turn, we'll need Depending. We do have 4 Force of Negation in the 75, which is nice for this matchup. Losing the die roll here is was a bad play. I'm gonna go for the green white one here. Nice. Missed the deck text for Spike. Just went why? I say this every time. Not about Karn. Just like it's usually about like I'm gonna cast card on turn 4, brother. Grape Jelly at the 6 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Okay, I guess we're gonna witness back our Prismatic Ending. Maybe witness back a land. See what we draw. Okay, definitely the Prismatic Ending. Got a bad case of lost the die roll syndrome here. Potentially fatal case. Oh my gosh. I just didn't target the Prismatic Ending. Grape Jelly with the 6 months. Thank you. Welcome back. I guess I can Ephemerate the Witness next turn. Potentially. Yeah, I mean, this is what I have to do since they can just block with the Dwarf token. They're going to interact with this and we're going to be cooked. Maybe we could have Oda Ward into turn. Yeah, I'm my own paid actor. They get a Surveil land in response. This isn't resolving. Yeah. Sorry, gamers. Punting with the trophy of the match. Yeah, dodging the 5-0 dump. I mean, I just couldn't attack and trade for the Dwarven Mine. Obviously, I don't know. I just have sometimes I have a classic case of say one thing, do the other. I don't know how to explain it. My wires just get crossed. So if I can go Time Warp into another land, I can go Otawara with Counterspell up, which could be nice. Could also go Teferi, Bounce Binding, Prismatic Ending Teferi, potentially. I think it's fine to jam. There's a pretty good chance they have Reprieve or Spell Pierce, though. They may also just let this go. I don't know. Probably not. Yeah, audio learner thing. You want to understand. Yeah, we did take a lot of psychic damage last match. That's true. Wait, they also have a creativity? All right, let's pack it in. Okay, force in, force in. Veil stops the Archon triggers, which isn't that relevant. Stopping Spell Pierce is also like tiny bit narrow, right? On the play, we're going to play no pendings. On the draw, we may need some for Teferi or for Wrenn and 6. We'll play a Needle. Can also name Wrenn and 6. Tidebinder's probably good enough. Force Solitudes is a lot. I feel like Force comes in a lot. I mean, we've played against... I think we brought it in every match. We've also played against Coffer's Tron, a weird-ass combo. Creativity, and well, I can't remember what the other match was. Oh, we boarded them out against the Murktide Domain deck. But I Force is pretty good at the moment. We have 475. It seems it's 5-color creativity, right? Yeah, I don't think I'm bringing in the Veil. This looks solid to me. I could play a pick your point. They do have binding. I just don't care about binding that much with this deck. It does kill Archon, I guess. Not that relevant. Yeah, this looks good. I think let's just run it and we played. So yesterday, Magic Online died, and we played Balatro for like 3 hours instead of ending the stream, and it was awesome. I played a bunch more off stream too, and so today Balatro is the backup deck. Isn't Time Warp bad? It's your win condition of this matchup. I think we're keeping them in. You can pitch them to Force also. Gab, thanks for the raid. I kind of had a feeling we'd get a Nassif raid when we play Eternal Witness Ephemerate. He's just you're such a sucker for the archetype. It's going pretty good. We're 4-0, down a game though in our trophy match against Creativity. Kind of punted game one, but also had a somewhat fatal case of losing the die roll syndrome. I almost just want to main phase Cosmic Rebirth on a land. Let's not though. Every time I tune in, Exo New Brew, dude, it's been the last 3 weeks have been crazy. After I feel like I was in a slump for a long time, and then like they banned Violent Outburst, and all of a sudden I can just like do my fucking thing again. That's how it feels. Is it Fable? Nice. So let's get Temple Garden. Let's just get basic point. Oh, sorry, I need to get green. Can get Forest and then Cosmic Rebirth back Heath and then yeah, let's do that and then get Temple Garden off the next fetch. I do want double green for Witness. And then I think it's also probably correct to Solitude Ephemerate. It's kind of close, but if I Solitude Ephemerate, I can rebound the Ephemerate on the Archaeologist, and then I can Time Warp kill Ren and 6. Seems okay. I'm not 100% sure that we couldn't find a better. We maybe could have found a better line. Seems like at the very least this is pretty reasonable. Logan with the 7 months. Thank you. Welcome back. So another Ephemerate versus a Teferi here. I think we go with the. There's also a Witness in the yard, which is really nice. I think I'm going to go with the Ephemerate. Attack run. That was the plan. I think I'm going to go ahead and fetch a plains now, make it a little less likely I brick with this trigger here. Nice. Not a bad turn. They discard 2 lands. They know I have this counterspell also. Would love to find a Cosmic Rebirth off the Archaeologist here. We'll take some other cards, I guess. Maybe they'll removal spell this. Not sure how aggressively I can really afford to fight here. The thing is, like, the Solitude. I guess okay, they're not fetching a. They're gonna leyline binding me. Yeah, I mean they can Creativity X equals 2 next turn still, so I think I'm just gonna. Well, let's let it go. We can like end of turn Solitude the Reflection. We can have Counterspell up if we draw land. Okay, I don't have quad blue, so I don't actually have both of these up at the moment. Seven cards in their hand. Plays an Arid Mesa. So why do they have Besage their deck post board against me? Maybe they think I'm unbinding. Texas Top with the 15 months. Thank you so much. Welcome back. Mag the Marsh with the 22. Appreciate you as well. Hope you're doing well today. Am I winning? Overall today. I'm not sure if I'm winning this game or not. I think I'm ahead. Kind of weird because they have 4 extra cards, but position seems to be pretty good. We're ahead on life by a lot. We also have a lot of like we can Rebirth or Witness are both like such incredible top decks here. I did make it into the new creator program, thankfully. Although at the moment, none of the perks have been rolled out. Has 7 cards in their hand. So they can double block a Solitude, go to 3, and then they're still dead to the other Solitude next turn. Creativity with Veil up. Use they know about Counterspell, they don't know about the Force of Negation. So they're going to Reprieve targeting their creativity. I think I just let resolve. Because if their whole turn next turn is just creativity, like creativity isn't even necessarily good because I'm killing they're having to chump with their tokens here too. And they don't know about this Force of Negation. It's a great draw. Oh, just blocking with 1. I was thinking that they were going to double block a Solitude. Guess this play is really good. Nice. It's a really cool game. So hopefully my opponent doesn't have another turn 2 Wrenn and 6. I feel like I should have like more than 0 Prismatic Ending on the draw. Yes, as a punt. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough game to win anyways, but I did. Like I just said I was gonna turn a Witness back my Prismatic Ending, and then I just clicked a land instead. I don't know. Just a little cross wires. We also have the Needle, we have Force of Negation, they may not have the Wrenn and 6. It's gonna be tough to beat if they do. Tidebinder. Just tough to play like a lot of Prismatic Endings, and since you're even just like 2 for winning yourself. Hand looks good. Points on the mold to 6. Isn't Veil good for Archon? Not really, right? Because like you don't if they go creativity and Archon and you Veil, you're down a card, and there's an Archon of Cruelty in play. I don't actually think it's like particularly good against Archon. I've definitely like boarded it in the past thinking that it was, and then be like, wait a second, why did I board this in? There's still an Archon of Cruelty in play. Like Vintage Cube. I do really like Vintage Cube. It's kind of tough for me to play a lot of it because I really need to be playing a lot of Modern for the stream. But I like to use some Vintage Cube in between rounds of like tournaments and stuff. And like I used to like actually like just like I played so much Cube for like, let's see, what years would this have been? Like 2015, 2014. I was like pretty consistently like top of the trophy leaderboard in that era. Yeah, you have to keep a counterspell for Teferi Fable this turn. So notably, they can't creativity next turn without like a deduce or something. Yeah, the Madness deck is really cool. That's actually like what we drafted last time on stream. So we're gonna keep this land. And I think I'm probably just gonna, rampant growth end of turn here. How this fare against Zoo and Yawgmoth? I mean, you're a Solitude Ephemerate deck. You can only be so bad against Yawgmoth. I think the Zoo matchup's okay. I want to make a couple changes, though. I think I want to maybe just play all Pick Your Poisons over Force of Vigors or go 3-1. And I think I'm down to cut the Otawara for at least one Lrien Revealed to have one more Archaeologist hit. I might want to play 2. Okay, it's fine. They missed their 3rd land here, which is more than fine. So it seems like it should be kind of nice for me to cast this Archaeologist. Maybe I can Ephemerate end of turn. Maybe I can mill something for my Cosmic Rebirth. Yeah, they still have this Besaju, and I'm happy that it's in their deck post board against me. Yeah, got a clock. I think I'm just grabbing my last Surveil land. Although I guess The problem with Last Surveil land is it doesn't let me hold up Counterspell if I don't find another land, but I do really want to find the other land and like probably cast Teferi. I think this is probably okay. I think we just witness back a land here. They have Reprieve, we have Force of Negation on their turn. Should be okay. Looking pretty good. Oh, didn't attack. Kick W. Oh, I'll attack next turn. I need to block Ragavan. Started any outlaws with Thunder Junction Brews? Not yet. It's just kind of tough because I always push so hard for like the normal stream. You know what I mean? Okay, we can just rebirth back the witness. It's hard to like also like we'll be going very hard when Thunder Junction comes out, but I just need to stay focused on the regular stream for now. So bounce the Archaeologist, have a blue card to pitch the Force of Negation. Usually for the new set, I usually spend like, because they usually come out on Tuesday, Wednesday. I usually spend like Sunday, Monday, or Monday, Tuesday, like all day working on like initial lists. I try to have like 10 ready to go or so. But adding Leyline Scion to Palantir through the Breach. Yeah, we also have a version of that deck that's like the Calibrated Blast deck with Leyline Scion, which I think is maybe better. You could put it there though, especially if you play like Fable to like loot and stuff. How much Magic do I play off stream? At this point, I definitely deck build. So usually like the longer it is into a set, I'm spending more time building decks than I am actually playing Magic, because finding new decks to build just takes a lot more time when you don't have new cards to play with. And then when I deck, and then I'll play also the deck too, but it just takes a lot more to like have a good idea. It takes a lot more time to have a good idea this deep into a set release. But I don't know. It just also depends. Like typically I like to be like a little ahead of the stream, but I usually spend like 2 to 6 hours off stream prepping the next stream every day. It just kind of gets done when it gets done. And occasionally I get ahead of it by like a day, and then I feel great. I can play Balatria by a lot. Okay, we trophied. Sick. Kind of an anticlimactic end, but I'll definitely take trophy the first league on the day. No disdain. Deck doesn't seem like it does anything. Kick W. All right, let's run it back though. I do want to change a couple cards.